Gemini, something powerful is breaking through for you, and nothing can stop it. Tomorrow brings a divine turning point. You didn't find this video by accident, you were summoned. If you're here now, it means your soul has already felt the shift. Maybe it's a subtle pressure in your chest, a whisper in your dreams, or just that quiet knowing that tomorrow isn't just another day. Whatever it is, I want you to know, this is a sacred moment. One that was already written in your stars, and all you needed to do was show up. And you have. The moment I touched the cards for you, the energy changed. My palms grew warm. I felt a pull in my center, a signal that the wheel has started turning for Gemini, and what comes next will be nothing short of extraordinary. This message isn't entertainment. It is a spiritual appointment, divinely timed and deeply personal. And the miracle that's about to unfold? It's already reaching toward you. Tomorrow, January 26th, is not just another square on the calendar. It's a cosmic alignment, a divine window, a portal where prayers meet permission. Something you thought was lost or delayed is coming back, not just returned, but reborn. A shift that cannot be reversed. A breakthrough that's been held back, not because you weren't worthy, but because now, finally, you are ready to receive. Gemini, I believe you're not just here to hear these words. You're here to feel them. To let them unlock something sacred within you. To awaken what's been asleep, and remember who you are, at soul level. If you've been praying in silence, crying behind closed doors, or doubting your purpose, I invite you to stay. Take a breath. You are safe here. This is your space to receive, reflect, and rise. Leave a comment below to confirm your alignment with this energy. Speak it aloud or write it down. I am ready to receive what is already mine. Your presence here means everything. Thank you for walking this divine path with Miracle Signs Tarot. Stay with me. What these cards are about to reveal is beyond what you've imagined. Gemini, if you truly listen beneath the surface of your current experience, you'll notice something subtle but profound has already begun to shift. The Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles appearing together is not coincidence, it is divine choreography. In tarot, the wheel doesn't just spin randomly. It marks a sacred turning point, the end of a karmic loop, and the beginning of forward motion. When this card rises for you, it means the delays, the emotional stagnation, the confusion you've been sitting in, perhaps for months, are no longer holding authority over your path. The universe is shifting the gears, quietly but decisively, and the momentum is moving in your favor now. With it arrives the Ace of Pentacles, an offering, a doorway, an opening in your physical world that asks to be received with presence and readiness. This ace is not just about money or material gain, though it can often manifest as financial opportunity. It is about anchoring spiritual readiness into physical action. A new job, an investment, a move, a conversation that leads to a breakthrough. It may look simple on the outside, but it carries sacred weight. What you choose to do with this seed will shape your field for years to come. From an astrological lens, Jupiter's expansive energy now influences your second house, the house of income, resources, self-worth, and value. This is not just about abundance, it's about alignment. Are you treating yourself as worthy of good things? Are you stewarding your time, your body, your energy in ways that make space for new blessings to land? You are being invited to reorient your habits, to declutter the routines that drain you, and to welcome a higher version of order in your life. And from a therapeutic lens, this moment is less about forcing change and more about surrendering to what is already growing. Just as a farmer prepares the soil before the rain comes, you're being guided to align your daily life with the harvest you've been praying for. Eat for energy, sleep with intention, speak with gratitude, and act as if the door is already open, because energetically, it is. Faith in motion is the language of transformation. In the scriptures, it is written, "To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven." This, Gemini, is your season of new purpose. You are not lost, you are being rerouted. And this time, the path leads to solid ground. And now, Gemini, as we move deeper into your reading, we come to a moment of revelation, one that feels both sacred and overdue. The Judgment card paired with the Nine of Wands tells a story I know you've lived. You've been through cycles that tested the very core of your strength, betrayals whispered behind closed doors, invisible pressure that tried to shape your identity, energies that drained you when you had little left to give. And yet, you endured. You held your light even when no one was looking. You showed up for life even when life didn't seem to show up for you. That resilience is not forgotten by the universe. Judgment is not about punishment, it's about truth rising to the surface, like light breaking through thick clouds. It marks the end of manipulation and confusion, and it delivers justice in ways that feel organic, not forced. You don't need to prove anything anymore. You don't have to fight to be heard. The tides are turning, and energy that once moved against you is now reversing course. The people who underestimated your spirit will now witness your quiet strength returning to its rightful place. This is not revenge, it's restoration. The Nine of Wands reminds us of the spiritual warrior within you. Tired? Yes. Wounded? Possibly. But broken? Never. You've stood guard over your own boundaries, even when it cost you relationships, approval, or comfort. That inner grit, that unwavering endurance, that's what's being honored now. Your season of spiritual exhaustion is giving way to a new phase of protection, where the weight you've carried no longer has to be yours alone. In times like this, I often return to the words found in Matthew 24 verse 13, "The one who stands firm to the end will be saved." You've stood firm, Gemini. Not out of pride, but out of something deeper, a knowing that your truth matters. That your heart is worth defending. This moment is your reward, not just for surviving, but for refusing to become bitter. So take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. You're not here to keep proving your worth. You're here to reclaim peace. From this point forward, the energy that once drained you will lose access to you, because you're being lifted. Not out of fear, but into freedom. Gemini, after the heaviness of endurance and karmic reckoning, something softer begins to emerge. The presence of the star beside the Ten of Swords is like waking up after a long, painful night and realizing the sky is still intact, and somewhere above it all, your soul never stopped shining. There's a subtle quietness to this part of your reading, but don't mistake that for weakness. This softness is sacred. It signals not just the end of something that hurt, but the start of something that heals. The Ten of Swords shows me the weight you've been carrying, possibly in silence, for far too long. You may have reached a point where there were no more words, no more explanations to give. Just exhaustion. The kind that doesn't always show up in tears but lives in your posture, your sleep patterns, the way you've been moving through your days. That card does not deny your pain, it honors it. It brings it to the surface and lays it to rest. And then the star rises, offering something that can't be forced, only received. A glimmer of hope. A breath that finally feels complete. It brings with it the kind of healing that doesn't come through logic, but through grace. You are entering a time of divine recalibration, where your energy, your faith in life, and even your finances begin to rebalance. Not because someone saved you, but because you refuse to give up. The star is that whispered answer to a prayer you thought no one heard. Maybe it was sent by your own heart. Maybe it came through someone who quietly loved you from afar and lifted your name in their thoughts. Either way, it has reached you. On a practical level, this is a call to be gentle with yourself. Nourish your body with foods that support clarity. Sleep not as escape, but as restoration. Say yes to support, because your worthiness was never in question. If someone reaches out to help, it's not because you're broken, but because you are beloved. You're being reminded that softness is not weakness. It's the space where your strength gets to breathe again. There is no going back to who you were before this ending, and that is your miracle. You're not rebuilding the old. You're receiving the new. Quietly, powerfully, and entirely in alignment with who you've become. Gemini, as we move deeper into your reading, we enter the space where memory and illusion intertwine. The presence of the Six of Cups and the Moon speaks to a part of your journey that is as tender as it is complex, the realm of emotional memory, nostalgia, and the subconscious patterns that quietly shape your present choices. There's something, or someone, from your past lingering in your energetic field. Perhaps a connection once cherished, or a dynamic that left marks you didn't fully realize were still influencing your perception of love and trust. The Six of Cups reminds us that not all things from the past are meant to return, even if they appear wrapped in warmth and familiarity. Sometimes, we crave not the person themselves, but the version of ourselves we were when we felt safe in their presence. But here's the truth, you are no longer that version. You've grown. You've endured. You've healed in ways that no longer fit the shape of who they knew you to be. The moon brings in another layer, fog, uncertainty, and the very human tendency to mistake comfort for compatibility. It warns of masked intentions, of energies that smile but sting. There may be someone in your orbit presenting themselves as kind or supportive, yet beneath the surface, their influence leaves you drained, confused, or self-doubting. This card isn't about fear. It's about clarity. It's about trusting your inner knowing even when the outer world is full of contradictions. Now is the time to ground yourself in truth. Writing down your feelings can become a mirror, revealing patterns you couldn't see when everything stayed in your head. Pay attention to the people who leave you feeling heavy versus those who remind you of your light. Energy never lies. Words can be twisted, but your body always knows. You are not here to keep accepting half-truths or emotional crumbs. You are not here to carry the weight of someone else's shadow. This chapter is asking you to protect your peace, not because you're closing your heart, but because you're finally learning how to open it in the right direction. Let love find you where you are whole, not where you are still bleeding. Let honesty be the filter. Let clarity be the guide. And above all, let your intuition speak louder than nostalgia. Gemini, after moving through memory, illusion, and emotional unraveling, we now arrive at a sacred intersection, a threshold where your past no longer dictates your direction, and your future finally begins to respond to your readiness. The energy surrounding January 26th is not just symbolic, it's energetic, structured, undeniable. When I tuned into your cards and the vibrations of this moment, I could feel the shift forming like a quiet storm, gentle but inevitable. This is not about endings in the way we often fear them. This is about liberation. What appears to be leaving your life now isn't a punishment or a failure. It's the universe answering a promise you once made to yourself in the dark. I will not let anyone hurt me like that again. That vow was a declaration of worth. And the cosmos heard it. You may start to notice people quietly slipping out of your space, conversations dissolving, or certain connections simply losing their grip. Don't resist this. The door closing behind them isn't meant to keep you trapped, it's meant to keep you safe. What no longer aligns with your frequency cannot stay. This is energetic law. And while it may feel like loss at first glance, what's really happening is a clearing. A purification. A divine reordering of your life in preparation for what you asked for but weren't yet ready to receive, until now. Numerologically, 2 + 6 brings us to 8, the number of empowered transformation, divine balance, and karmic resolution. 8 is the shape of infinity folded into time. It means what you decide now will ripple into everything that comes next. This is your moment to act. To finalize what you've been avoiding. To say yes to what scares you in the best way. To walk toward what expands you, even if it means leaving comfort behind. In practical terms, this could mean making the call, sending the email, accepting the offer, or simply creating space, emotionally and physically, for the new to enter. You don't need to chase anything. What is meant for you is already moving toward you, and the more aligned you are with your own truth, the easier it will find you. This threshold isn't about fighting for more. It's about trusting you've already become the version of yourself who can receive more. And now, you simply need to step forward and claim it. Gemini, if you've listened all the way to this point, then your soul already knows, something irreversible is happening. Not outside of you, but through you. You're not here to keep repeating old pain or settling for almost. You're here because you've been chosen to break a cycle and begin again, not as the wounded version of yourself, but as the one who remembered their worth in the dark. Everything that's shifting around you now, everything that's about to align, is not random. It's not luck. It's the result of every quiet moment you chose growth over bitterness, healing over hiding, surrender over struggle. You are not the person who gives up on themselves. And I know you've been tired. I know you've carried more than most could see. But even in that weariness, you've stayed open. You've stayed available to light. And that's why this next chapter is different. This is not something you have to chase, it's something you allow. The breakthroughs, the clarity, the abundance, they are all reflections of who you've become on the inside. So I want to ask you now, what are you choosing to believe about your life? Are you still waiting for permission to receive what's already yours? Or will you declare today that the ending has already happened, and what's ahead is a beginning no one can stop? Are you still moving from fear, or are you ready to move from vision? Because the moment you shift from reaction to intention, everything changes. Say it with me now. I no longer live in reaction, I live in choice. That is your power. That is your anchor. Thank you for staying with me until the very last breath of this reading. Thank you for trusting the silence between the cards. And thank you, above all, to your resilient spirit, for not giving up when it would have been easier to disappear. Your presence here matters. You matter. And your healing is not just for you, it's a ripple that blesses everyone your life touches. If you feel this message deep in your body, I invite you to write your declaration below. These are not just words, they're activation points. Write in the comments. I believe what's coming is unstoppable. I open my heart to divine blessings. I allow myself to be healed. By doing so, you're not only confirming your alignment, you're anchoring it. You're planting seeds of truth in the fertile ground of your future. If this reading has resonated with you, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support means the world to me and allows this sacred space, Miracle Signs Tarot, to continue offering light to those who need it most. Until next time, stay open, stay grounded, and remember, you are the one who chooses the ending. And you are the one who opens the new beginning.